All right, so now we're going to look at Experian. Now, immediately upon logging in, Experian can look a little more intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. It's broken down into three important sections that I like to look at in order to understand the basics of my score and what I got going on, right? So again, I have multiple tabs open to keep the confidentiality of the clients. You will not see, their personal information. If you do happen to see a first name, just understand that they did give me full authorization to do a overview of their report, and we're going to dive right on in. So immediately when you come in, you automatically see credit and finance. It's like a summary, right? So immediately you can see what your total debt, how many inquiries you have, how many open accounts that you have that, may be up at this time, and your credit usage, right? Which is extremely important. The next place that I like to go is I like to kind of hover over the mouse and go right to credit reports, right? So understand that tab 3 is going to be FICO score. So I'll go through that with you. But the next tab that we're going to go ahead and go to is credit report. So immediately upon, getting in, it gives me another type of overview that gives me a little bit more in-depth information, right? Easily readable, gives you a little bit more information than Credit Karma off the bat, but it helps you to understand what's going on. You have your score here that you'll see, and the date here that you're logging in and, going through your actual report, and it'll, keep giving you updates as you come in. You can review all three of your scores. Now understand this, you can view them at a trial. So sometimes they'll, have you sign up for $1. Sometimes they'll give you a free trial. And with this, you have about 30 days to, enjoy your scores, enjoy all the benefits and the features. But after that, you either have to pay $29 a month or you want to go ahead and cancel. So it used to be you only could cancel by phone, but I discovered that you can actually downgrade your account by going on here within your, in your file. So you can ask me that during Q&A, and I can help you with that there. Because again, like I said, I want to keep the client's information nice and confidential. So a quick view of what lenders will see, because these are the things that they're looking at, right? Account summary, open accounts, self-reported accounts, accounts ever late, any closed accounts, and what collections do you have open at this time. You're going to see your overall credit usage, meaning how much credit limit do you have. If you have 0, that means you have nothing to report, and you might want to start adding in some credit to your file, because that's going to help you get out of this stagnant place that you may be in without having anything, right? And then, of course, you can see how much of your utilization or your credit that you have used, and it's going to show you, hey, am I over? Am I good? Am I doing too much? Do I need to cut back? Again, I like to have both Credit Karma and Experian just so I can compare the two. Not for the score itself, but for the information. And the next thing you have is your debt summary, especially if you're looking to purchase a home in the near future. You want to know what your debt to income ratio is, because that's another major part and piece to the puzzle. So moving on, I'm going to be able to scroll down and see my accounts in depth. Looks pretty similar to Credit Karma, correct? Where you can see my auto, my student loan accounts, what's closed, what's open, right? You can definitely see what's what. Any late payments, you're going to see that here. Anytime you see red, that's kind of bad. Anytime you see green, that's pretty good, right? You have inquiries, etc. Now, if I was to continue scrolling down, I would see my personal information. Again, this is extremely important to know as well, because remember what I said in the Credit Karma video, I want to know where I am. What standpoint am I at? How many names do you have on my report? How many addresses do you have on my report? Who are you tying me to? What accounts are you tying me to, right? I want to take care of that first before I go into beginning to try to get negative items removed or settled on my account, okay? So Scrolling back up just so that you kind of understand, what's going on in this section, it's important to have access to all three scores. Experian is going to give you Experian's score for free, and it's giving you your FICO model. I logged on to just Equifax.com, and they were showing me the Vantage model. Well, I don't want to see that because I already have that on Credit Karma, so it's no need for me to go, a tons of places. I like to, when I want to see all of my FICO scores, I'll get on Experian.com and I'll upgrade, right? I usually either save my upgrade for when I know that I want to do something big, or, I'll invest, on myfico.com. I think it's like $19 on myfico.com. Don't quote me. I don't want to be wrong. But I remember just kind of looking at prices. And, of course, I don't know if things changed after you're seeing this video. But, if you want to see your actual FICO scores, you can. You just may have to pay for it. I know also in some cases when you're looking to purchase a home, you can actually get all of your FICO scores and reports yourself and download them, take them to the lenders, take them to the car dealerships and say, hey, here's my most updated FICO information. That will actually save you an inquiry on your report by coming in, pulling your full report and showing them. And I'll show you how you can know what's for what. So remember, I went to the tab, I went to reports and scores, I went to FICO scores, and this is going to take me to this section. Now, as we learned about, or are going to learn about, depending on whatever stage you're in, there's a difference between FICO and Vantage. There's also a difference in the stages that they're in. So you have Vantage 3.0, you have Vantage 4.0, right? That's the one that, they have different things that they calculate within their different models and systems. You have FICO, where you have all these different types of models to the FICO. You have FICO 8, FICO 9, which are the more generalized things that are used to when you're looking at your report. You have 2, 4, and 5 that are more so used by the mortgage industry, right? So you're able to see all of these things as you jump on in here. So you can see FICO score 8. Then you can go ahead and click to this tab. It's going to give you additional get you additional scores. Now, she's not upgraded to that package at this time, so I don't want to mess with that. But as you can see here, mortgage lending, it's going to give you that score. Auto lending, it's going to give you that, what your score is there. It's going to give you credit card lending. What's your history there? These are all things that's extremely important so that you can know, hey, where am I? What do I need to be aware of, right? What are they going to see when they're looking at my report? What are they going to be looking for? Another good place when I go over, back to FICO 8 is I like to look at score ingredients. I like to know, hey, what makes up my score? What's making up my score at this time? I have zero usage. I have payment hit. This is the breakdown. I need to see what my payment history is fair. I need, it's going to give me this additional information that I need. This is how deep you can dive into it. You don't have to, but you can, dive as deep as you'd like to. I don't really like Score Simulator or I don't like Score Simulator, and there's something else on Credit Karma that I don't necessarily like, that it's like, oh, we'll give you, what are your outlook? What is your probability of reaching a 700 within the next year? I don't like the feature because I don't think that is really well put together, and especially because there's so many resources out there that can help you see increase in a quick time frame, right? It's all about strategy, but they may not, the system may not always be up to date with that, right? So the last place that I love to look is at Score Tracker, right? Because I want to see, where have I been over the past couple of months? Where am I going, right? Because at the end of the day, your FICO score is looked at by 90% of lenders. As you can see, she's been at a stagnant standpoint because she has no positive credit working in her favor. The good thing is that today, literally today as I'm recording this, she's signing up for her secured credit card and is going to begin applying the strategy to her file. So she'll see movement, which is great. Because at the end of the day, when she's looking to purchase a home, a car, anything else, or even invest, they're going to be looking at her score, her activity over the past couple of months. What has she been doing? So she's going to have some things to reflect and show. So that's how we go through our Experian report.